Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Light back with another YouTube video. In today's video, we're gonna be doing something a little different. It's gonna be a movie review on the channel today. So yeah, but quickly before we start, I want to just quickly say, yeah, this is completely different content than I usually do, which is now it's not like a superhero thing or anything like that. It's just a plain and simple movie review. Honestly, I just felt like doing it because I actually wanted to review this movie as well as I think I wanna try and bring back that original thing I was doing before because originally I intended this channel to be a movie review channel, not involved into like a superhero channel and stuff like that. But I mean, and like a pop culture channel. But now I think want to move towards maybe doing one a movie review every week and stuff like that because I have been watching a lot of movies of recently. But anyways, yeah. Anyways, let's get into it. So yeah, so the movie in particular I'm reviewing here on the channel is going to be X. Now, I want to also say this quickly. If you're not of the age to be seeing very inappropriate stuff, definitely I recommend not watching this movie. This movie is very graphic. It's very inappropriate. It's very disturbing as well. Yeah. I'm gonna try when I'm explaining the movie and stuff like that. I'm gonna not try and go into gross detail or anything, but I mean, just in case, just please click off the video if it's not appropriate for you. I'm not gonna say if you're under the age of 18 because I know damn well there's people out here that will be watching this movie. Yeah, they're like 15, 16 age. So yeah. Anyways, so let's get into it. So unlike my other like MCU reviews and whatnot, I'm not gonna go like initial reaction bad, good, and whatever, because it feels more complex. To this movie is more complex than that. So instead, I'm gonna just explain a little bit, brief introduction, and maybe go just talk about some things I liked, disliked, whatnot, and not like list it. But I mean, okay. So first of all, okay, so this movie we were in particular is called X. If you don't know, basically it's a horror movie that's set in 1979, I believe. And basically, it's a movie about a bunch of a group of people basically going to rural Texas to essentially film an adult film. I think that's appropriate in saying, but I mean, yeah, they want to go and film an adult film, and it is there where basically this elderly couple where they're staying at basically figures out what's going on, and then they unalive everybody. Also, I just want to say spoilers as well. Sorry, forgot to say that. And they basically try and unalive everybody, and everybody fights for their lives. So basically, uh, yeah, this movie's made by Ty West. He's the director in the movie. And also interesting to say the least is it's an A24 movie. If you don't know what A24 is, basically it's a prestigious film production group. So yeah, and you might be wondering as well why I put this poster in the background. Honestly, I didn't. I chose not to put the Mia Goth poster just because I don't know. It might be a little tad inappropriate, so I just didn't personally do that. Anyways, this movie does star, in terms of starring people, it stars Mia Goth, Jenna Ortega, Brittany Snow, Kid Cudi, which is pretty cool, Martin Henderson, Owen Campbell, so, and then Steven Yeun. That's actually the whole cast of the movie. I just realized. Plus, there was somebody who just played. If my memory serves me correct, there's just the gas station manager that was unnamed. So basically, this doesn't have a big cast or anything. But I mean, honestly, from my initial reaction for this movie, I actually think it's a stellar movie. I think it's actually a really good movie, well crafted, made sense for a film. It's very creative in the sense that I've never really seen anything like this before. I guess you could say Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but I mean, really, was that revolving around this? Like, this premise is one of a kind. You gotta say, like, this is like a realistic question. I mean, seriously, you would think something like this could happen. I mean, it does make sense. I mean, they're in rural Texas where there's I'm not gonna get into too much of that kind of territory, but I mean, it's realistic. I'll just say that it's realistic. Obviously, it's not realistic. People going creating mass murders and stuff like that, but I mean, it's realistic that some people will dislike what they were doing. So yeah. Um, I'll start this off by easily. I gotta say though, I'd say everybody in this cast plays their role good. I mean, there wasn't anybody that was holding back. That was just like, this man's not cutting it, or this woman's not cutting it. I feel like everybody in this cast played their role to exactly what they're supposed to play their role to. You kind of get from, like, for example, some of these characters don't care what's going on. Some of them do definitely care. There's just a whole bunch of different things, as well as though it also, this movie is very realistic in the sense, as well. When I remember when I was originally watching it, I learned that apparently the elderly couple is the ones who murdering everybody. I was like, how does that make any sense? It doesn't make any sense. That would only make sense if somebody was walking around with a shotgun killing people like that. But no, they did it in such a creative way where it actually made sense. Like, this could actually happen. It made sense. That's what's making you get scared. That's what part of that makes it a horror movie. Because I'm not even gonna lie, I wasn't freaking out or nothing or screaming, but I mean, it was a little terrifying seeing them. Especially, I found it actually a lot better as well with Ty West in terms of like the costume department and stuff. How they made the elderly couple like look so ugly and stuff like that, and look almost unrealistic. That just made it so much better and whatnot. I'm not really sure. There's one thing I kind of this is a big disagreement in my part. I don't know if many people might disagree with this or whatnot, but the motive behind the whole elderly couple killing everybody, that was just straight up disturbing. That was like, that was disturbing. I'm not gonna go into it, but I mean, if you watch the movie, you know what I'm talking about. That's disturbing. I don't even know what to say. That was just disturbing. I mean, I don't know what the heck is going on with Ty West and why he would write that into the movie. That was really, like, really, really dumb in my opinion. I feel like honestly they could get off on the premise of basically that they don't like what they're doing and that's why they're killing them. But they had to go in that much detail. That was dumb to me. Um, I guess just because they were trying to make this movie in a certain way, and I mean, I guess it's going off the theme of just pure inappropriateness. Um, I'm saying pure inappropriateness because I do not want to say what the real word is, but I mean, yeah, it's just like everything with that. That's just to me a little crazy. And I also feel like partial of the reason why they originally did this as well was to create a spin-off, because I've realized now that they're making a spin-off apparently about the elderly woman. So I mean, yeah, that's something as well. Also, a funny little thing I learned about about this movie is actually that Mia Goth plays both the, I guess she's classified as the protagonist. She plays both Maxine, the survivor, as well as she also actually plays the elderly woman, which I actually didn't even realize that's actually pretty interesting. Exactly. See, like, look at the acting job from the characters and stuff. So that's pretty cool. Um. So yeah, I found that pretty good as well, and I also like again how it's realistic and whatnot. So that was making sense, as well as the kills and everything. The kills were good. I'm pretty sure this is a slasher film, so everybody's gonna be dying rapidly, and I think they did it in a very realistic way. I liked how they, first of all, they killed off RJ like that, because that made sense. He was like, it would make sense that he would be mad after what Lorraine did, but I'm not gonna go into detail. But he'd get mad obviously, and then try and drive off, or he'd try to leave, or he'd be going away from the group, and that would be the elderly woman's time to strike. And then she would kill him. And then, as well as they were kind of trusting the elderly man, so um, then Kid Cody's character Jackson would go with him to try to help, and then that'd be his time to die. Um, and then of course you got characters like Wayne. Wayne's death was not questionable, but I mean it was a little strange to me. If my memory serves me correct, he was trying to find RJ. Yeah, him and Lauren were trying to find RJ, I think, and then he went into the barn, and then the LJ woman killed him. Um, yeah, that was interesting. I wouldn't say that's really super creative or anything, but I mean, yeah. And then I don't know, the one Bobby Lynn died, or Britney Spears' Bobby Lynn character. I I was just like, huh, a little bit. I found it a little strange that the crocodile came at that certain time. And just that's the only death that was really questionable. And then the way Lorraine died, that was a little strange. I mean, I honestly expected her maybe to survive or die in a good way, but I mean, she died like that, so yeah. Honestly though, one thing I've realized about this movie, I think I'm not 100% sure, but I think perhaps Ty West originally intended it maybe to be like some sort of a parody slash a little horror comedy or something, because you could see he didn't. If it originally was intended for that, um, like they didn't hide it so good in my opinion, because you could just tell, like for example when Lorraine just ran out like that. I think that was meant to be a comedy at first, but they made it a more serious tone, and it's not funny anymore. The same with like RJ's thoughts on Lorraine, like like basically trying to make a joke out of that and whatnot. There's also a little comedy here sprinkled here and there. So I think it could have been intended, but I think if they just took away that plan and decided to make it more serious and stuff like that, which I understand completely. But I mean, just kind of like strange a little bit to me. So yeah. Um, so that was interesting. I also like, again, the writing was pretty spot on. I wouldn't say the writing is flawless. I wouldn't say, but I would say it's pretty good. I mean, I'd easily, like in terms of I was rating the writing, I'd give it like an 8.5 out of 10, like writing wise. But I mean, it's not the greatest. Like to me, what really stands out: premise and just like creativity, acting, actors, characters, and like the villains, I guess you could say, or the killers. So that was one thing I actually kind of liked about that. As well as, on a quick side note, they're actually making a prequel to this called Pearl, which is supposed to follow the elderly woman during her time in like the um, early First War or whatever. So that'll be, I'm not gonna say interesting, but I mean that'll be probably very disturbing. I can't even lie. I think it's gonna be very disturbing. And they're also making maybe a sequel to this movie, so that's pretty cool. Um, yeah. Anyways, in terms of my rating, I give this an easy 9.5, 9 out of 10. I thought it was, I thought it was actually a good movie. I actually enjoyed it. But anyways, that's pretty much it though. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys.